This video is about a magnetic drill from Vevor, and it's sponsored by Vevor. They sent me this. They provided this free of charge. So let's do an unboxing here, and I'll show you. Actually, I have two of them now. The first one came and it did not function. Well, it did, but when I put it on reverse, I had smoke coming out of the motors. So I contacted them, and they sent out another one. So for this video right now, I have two of these to try. With Vevor, this is the first time I've seen anything that came damaged, and I was pretty surprised, but it turned out after I got this second one, I just followed the wiring from the first one. There were a couple wires in the motor switched, so they both work now. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you that, if you do have a problem with something from Vevor, just get a hold of them and get them to take care of it. So here it is unpacking it. Pretty simple. Take it out of the box. Comes with a couple accessories. Now this one comes with the annular drills. These are a Weldon shank type drill, and it also comes with a nice smooth 1/2 inch chuck. I was surprised, really precision, smooth. Everything is nice. And this is an adapter to make the taper go to the Weldon shank. And that goes in the chuck, and then it's just like a drill press. It comes with 3 handles that go in there. So basically it's a a mobile drill press that sticks to metal. So let's just get this thing together, and that's basically the assembly. And then whenever I put these taper shanks together, I always like to clean them with alcohol, because if you put them together with the oil in there, they don't lock always. Sometimes you get slipping, and you don't want that. So I just clean them out with alcohol, and instantly they lock. So that's a simple way to make sure you don't have a problem later. And that will go in there instead of the Weldon bits too. So there you can see I've got the one set up with the dovetail up high, and I'll just show you how easy it is to move. Well, actually my hands got arthritis in them, so it's kind of hard to grab onto these wrenches sometimes. So you just have to loosen that up, and that gives you much more range of travel if you do run into problems. When you're trying to drill a deeper hole or something, you can play with that and move it. So let's see, the only metal I've got in my shop right now is this router table I'll use. And I just want to show you that, all you have to do is just hit that button and it locks in place. You can spin it with you put all your force on it, you can spin it, but I couldn't break it free from the table, so that was good. It does stick really nice. And if you want to drill wood, you could use this as a small drill press just by making a plate that you clamped on the wood and then put this on top of it. So it will drill up to a 2-inch diameter hole. So I'm just going to, show you that, it can be used for wood too if you, clamp a plate to the wood or put it on a great machine top like this. And it does give you a perfectly vertical hole, so that works good for that. And then another thing about metal, all metal is not magnetic. Here I just wanted to show you this piece of stainless I had there. And aluminum is not magnetic either, so, it may not stick to everything you want to drill. But anything that the ferrous metal, it will stick to. And then this is how the Weldon shanks go in. Just really precision fit. Everything here really is machined nice. I was pretty surprised how nice it fits. Perfect, perfect slip fit in there. It goes right up in there, no problem. And then I realized I forgot to put the ejector pin in there. So that drops in there, and then you just put these bits in. Now that's supposed to eject the metal plug, and I'll show you a little later. I had a couple of issues with some thinner metal, so probably would be good with thicker pieces. So, and then you just tighten these down, make sure they're on flats, and there you can see how that ejector pushed spring-loaded down to push the plugs out. So for this, I just went down in the shop and I grabbed a piece of channel iron I had. Actually, I've got some plates for my tractor and the excavator that I want to modify and stuff. So once it warms up outside, I'll be out there working with it. But for right now, it's freezing out there. It's starting to rain and snow and pretty crummy. So stay down in my wood shop. And I like to use just a spray-on type lubricant for the bits. I've always used it even in my Bridgeport and stuff. So, and this does have variable speed, is a nice thing, so you can match the speed to the size of your bit that you're using. And I took it easy on the first hole just because I wanted to make sure the magnet stayed and everything came out good. A little more bit of lubricant there. And I'll show you at the end, you can use drip lubricant too. It does come with a bottle for that. But I was pretty impressed. Drilled that hole no problem. I think that's about an inch hole. Let's turn that thing off, take a look. Nice clean hole, but you can see the plug is still in the bit there. Turns out with this thinner metal, it can turn a little sideways, so you have to pop it out sometimes. Now I'm like, well, let's see if we can make a slot with this thing, because you can't with a twist drill. There's absolutely no way. You can't even drill with a 1-inch twist drill, real easy in metal like this. It'll hang up and, really make it work. But so let's see, I've got this locked down, and it looks like it's drilling a perfect hole, just like a Fostner bit would. So you can actually make slots in metal with this, which is really going to be handy, because I've got a couple things that I want to do, and this will make it easier than putting it in the Bridgeport. And there again, you can see that slug did kind of stick in there. But all they're going to do is a little bit of grinding in there. Take a die grinder in there and clean that up. Or let's try one more in the middle. I'm not quite perfectly aligned there, but looks like it's going to go. So this really is going to be great for stuff like this. Sometimes you run into trying to make a slot in something, and without a Bridgeport, there's no other way to do it. So this drill is really going to be handy. And there it is. It's not quite perfectly aligned, but it did, it's usable. So let's take the biggest one here. I think this is 27 millimeters, the largest one this kit comes with. And I'll definitely be buying the bigger kit now that I know that they work so good. These are good for up to 1-inch thick metal. So let's stick it over that slot, see if that makes a difference, having a hole in there with the magnet. And let's try this bit. And this time I'm really going to put all the down pressure on it that I can. I want to see if I can break the magnet away. I tell you what, though, the forward, reverse, and variable speed on this one costs a couple dollars more for this, but I think it's definitely worth it. And they do have, several different versions. And here I am. I'm really cranking on that. The magnet's holding fine, no problem, drilling right through there. So I'm pretty amazed at it. I didn't think that this one would work that good. I guess this is more kind of, this is really a good one for a homeowner. I don't know if you'd want to run it day in, day out for a business, but for the price and everything else, it's really a great thing to have. And there you go again, nice clean hole there. Very little burrs and stuff. Backside, flip it over and just, one run around it and we can get the burrs off it when you're just drilling straight through like that. So does do a good job. You can see there the cutters that they come with are really nice too. So let's mount this in a vertical position on my bench and see what we can do with that. Now I did not put the safety strap on here, which I probably should have, but I'll show you that in a second. It does mount good. If you want to get a precision alignment, it's probably going to take 2 people with the weight of this. But we still got the big bit on there. Put some lubricant on there for the blade and get my feet out from under there just in case something lets go. I figure if power goes out or something, I'd be in deep shit. But I'm really cranking on it. You can see that thing's drilling right through there, no problem. So yes, the magnet will work in a vertical, upside down. It's supposed to work pretty much any position you put it in. And this metal is a little bit thin. If you have thicker metal too, they give you a specification. I think it's 10 millimeters or something like that for the maximum grip. But as you can see, it still does work on this thinner material. Alright, this is what I should have put on in the first place. I was in such a hurry to try it, I didn't bother doing it. And that just goes through that slot right there. And then it wraps around and hooks it back on itself. And I'm going to turn off the magnet and see what happens. And yes, it does hold good, so you know it's a good safety thing to use when you're on an angle like that or overhead or anything, you know, where it could pop off. Now, I didn't show you this container for the lubricant. If you want to use a drip lubricant right to the center of the annular cutters, you can put this on. There's two little screws here that you just loosen them up. Got to loosen them quite a bit to get it down in there. And then you just slide. There's a slot in the bracket. It just slides on there and locks in place. Then there's an actual tube that goes to there that feeds down the center of the chuck there, and it hooks to the bottom of this container, and you fill that with your lubricant. And then there's the flow control right there that you can adjust. I'd rather use the spray-on type, but you know you can use this too. It depends on what you're doing. If you're drilling a lot of 1-inch holes or something like that, definitely worth it. So I just wanted to show you, you know, these things are really great. Basically two different drills, with the chuck or with the Weldon shank, and both, it works great. You can see I had good luck with it. Everything worked good, and really amazed me for what it is. So I'll put some links down in the description to it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.